By the end of this video, I can guarantee you that you are left with a plethora of AI automations to choose from when it comes to automating your email marketing agency. My goal here is very simple. It is to educate you in AI automations, which is something I know a lot about, and apply it to email marketing, which is something that you may know a lot more about than I do. So let's get into it. All right, what exactly are we covering today? Now, this is a three-step approach. The first being revealing the owner's approach to seamlessly performing for clients on Autopilot. And the second one is how you can use AI to write high converting copy exactly the way you want it to. And also I'll show you the importance of strategic injection of AI in order to cut fat drastically within your operations. So if you're running an email marketing with extensive flows and targeting structures, you might want to take notes as I go along. Now, before we get started, unfortunately, I could not fit all of the automations I had in mind for today's video in the video itself. So I've gone ahead and created this Google Sheet for you. On there, you'll be able to see all the AI automations that I built out for my email marketing clients. And obviously, I go a lot more into detail there. You can see the exact automation. You can see which silo of your business this operates in. So if it's in client acquisition, if it's in copywriting, or if you're automating your team operations. You can also see a description and the exact tools that I use to build this out. And then also my notes when it comes to implementing. So you don't need to spend a lot of time doing the mistakes that I did when I was starting out. And you can implement this directly into your business a lot easier than I did. So the first chapter, seamlessly performing for clients on Autopilot. Now, you want to exceed expectations when it comes to service-based businesses. And for that, in order to go above and beyond, you need to stand out in one way or another. So while you're running different email sets for clients, you might as well adopt advanced workflows that will clearly make you stand out from the crowd. And the way you do this is actually to add another level to your marketing agency. And systems like lead magnet-based emails are a quick way of producing an entire sequence from existing content that you've already written. You can easily add personalized outbound notes tailored to your individual prospects in each piece. And this is very easy to do when it comes to personalization of your header, your intros, or your CTA. So the three main components of copywriting, basically, when you're writing high quality copy for emails, let's say. But it also goes in general, any sort of text-based ads, anything that is text-based, but it is at mass. AI is a very good way of personalizing every single one of them to the specific input that was given by the individual. So, and what this actually will allow you to do is to reach your intended target audience, but then segregate them across a plethora of lead magnets individually. So let's say you're running, I don't know, like 5 lead magnets. They might be anywhere from video letters to PDFs or just quick guides on how to do something. Let's say you're marketing for someone in the fitness niche. It might be a PDF on the importance of a good diet or cardio or strength training or whatever it may be. AI can actually automatically reverse engineer the content of each email that you send out to them based on your VSL or your PDF or whatever it may be that the client has prepared. I hope you realize the extent of this, because now you don't have to spend time segmenting your customer leads. You can just have AI do it for you, and then it would automatically write, let's say, 3 different sets of copies based on, let's say, how much they engaged with your lead magnet in the first place. Remember, you always want to under promise and over deliver when it comes to a service-based niche. I've already said this before, but using AI systems is your ticket into the next bracket of this principle. So instead of just sticking to what you're good at, and I understand that completely, being in the service-based niche myself, instead of just sticking what you're good at, you can actually go out and over deliver by having AI infrastructure in place that takes over a lot of your work. And then obviously you can assign that manpower to something extra that will make your clients feel a lot more value. Our next is taming AI to output better than your star copywriter. So there is a mindset shift that you need to go through. And I think, I mean, I've heard this time and time again, but it's at the end of the day, you're trying to sell using words. And so writing copy is obviously the core sort of skill or the core asset that you have when you're doing email marketing for these clients. And I understand that this is a very large part to just blindly hand off to AI and just say, oh, yeah, sure, there's AI platform that does it. If you're anything like me and you're concerned about the level of authenticity that these systems give you, or these AI generated copy gives you, you have to recognize that this is a system at the end of the day. Just like any other system that you build, it's only as powerful as you craft it out to be. And again, the only real skill you need here is prompt engineering, right? It is to tell the AI what exactly you want from it. And it's not about, should I use Claude or should I use GPT-4 or 3 or whatever it is. It's not about the specific LLMs. It's more about how you can structure your prompt in order to tell the AI what exactly you want. And then obviously you also could hook it up to a knowledge base of your previous like well-performing copy that you have, and then from there it knows exactly what you want, and you can just tell it to replicate this across different industries. Okay, and just to prove how easy it is to you, I'm actually going to open up my client grade prompt that I use for people that are doing email marketing. Just so you know, I didn't edit this one bit after Claude, so I'm using Claude's LLM for this, and I'll show you this right now. Okay, here's the prompt, and I'll also link this in the next to the Google Sheet that I have. But if you take a look at it, it's a very step-by-step prompt. You're not doing anything complicated. You're not telling the AI to. It's not just one sentence that says write good copy. You're going very structurally about this. So in the first half, you want to say what kind of copy you want written. So usually when you're writing emails, it should be short but impactful. Impactful. The tone should be direct, slightly provocative, and then conversational as well. So first, you want to have a brief introduction that makes readers realize they already have an online presence. Um, and you also want to list three specific factors. I like to use three. I think there's this rule of three that psychologically it makes you connect with the concept that's being presented to you a lot easier. And then a brief, compelling call to action at the end that takes over the control. So the prompt right here, the output is I'm actually quite happy with this. Yeah, this is something that's like ready to go out there into emails already, and just as it is. So there's not much you have to do outside of writing a very, very good prompt that will reliably output and also get better over time as you continue to add more 10 out of 10 performing copy into the knowledge base. So you can build an agent that has access to your database of copies, and then it will output similar copy. And then the highest, let's say the 5 highest CTAs of those can actually be refed back into the knowledge base and then replace the existing ones as well. So really, really cool stuff when it comes to active manipulation of knowledge bases, and then linking those with agents, and then that create emails that are very similar to this, and they obviously perform really well. All right, I want to talk a bit about lowering the risk on your side. So if you're worried that this might replace your copywriter, the answer is probably yes. Like, I would question why you even clicked on a video with AI automation in the title if you're sort of skeptical about replacing people, or if you're a more like conservative person when it comes to hiring and firing and all that kind of culture. But I'll touch more upon this later. If you're new to automating copywriting, I'd start with a simple internal Slack agent hooked up to your database of best performing copy. And as an example, I would take the 10 highest CTR pieces that you have on deck currently, put them in an Excel sheet or a Google Sheet, and then just hook it up to a VoiceFlow Slack agent, or you can also build one natively within Slack itself. I've actually built out a similar system before, and so you can just tell it what kind of copy you want it written, and it'll give you back the output, which is the one that I just showed you. At this point, it's important to clarify with all these concerns about authenticity of AI copywriting, in any AI backed workflow, you're actually assuming the position of an operator, and that's it. It's not something where you sit and then you give a instruction to an AI and it hopefully gives back the answer that you want. No, it's you. It's you being very specific with the input, and then by default, you're going to have 100% certain output by the AI. So it's not just this black box where you just send data and hopefully it does the thing that you want it to. It's actually a very high power system that can alleviate many, many hours in your week, and it can also alleviate costs if you're paying people to do this. And you can think of this relationship like a car, right? You're the driver and you're telling your vehicle where to go. And there is no, and that's the sort of thing I explain to clients is like I design these systems with the intent of alleviating you stress, alleviating you time that you don't have to spend working inside of your business. And also you just get to enjoy a lot more freedom when all you're doing is just signing off on what AI has generated for you. So let's say we're writing copy. Let's say the AI gives you like what 10 different emails to choose from, or 5 different emails to choose from, and all you need to do at the beginning of the week is to read each one of them, and then sign off. Either say yes or no, and you can say no, and then say, oh, I want this to be shorter, or I want this to change. Like, or no, and I want you to use a more direct tone when it comes to the CTA. I want like a hard CTA or a soft CTA. And these are all things that you can go back and forth with the AI, but you're attributing a lot of the hard tasks to AI itself. And I feel like this is something that more and more business owners need to be confident with. All right, my final point is how to place AI correctly within your operations in order to scale beyond your limits or what you thought were your limits. I've actually built out a similar agent outside of the email marketing niche, but essentially it's an internal Slack agent that pulls live data from all campaign performances. So on whatever software you're using to run your email campaigns, you can then draw in all that data and then you can put it into a CRM. Um, and then that agent has access to all of that. And you can think of it as a CRM that you can interact with like an AI employee. So you're talking to it, but then it has every single information. And this is actually a similar example as to what I've built out here. So you can ask it, for example, to summarize a specific campaign for a specific client. This is actually for a Facebook Manager agent, but essentially we can see a lot of the things are going to be similar, but like click-through rate or cost per click or impressions, um, or unique link clicks as well. On your Monday check-ins, for example, you can just say, hey, get me email performance for X client. And then before you hop on a meeting, quickly take a look at your KPIs, and then just give insights and all that stuff. And this is just super powerful when it comes to this sort of asynchronous communication between you and your team. Everyone has access to every single piece of information. And I think that's very, very powerful when it comes to building a solid team and presenting yourself as one to your client. All right, and I've said this time and time again, but the main principle of automation is really to streamline and add efficiency to a machine without adding drag. And I mean, it's impressive what you can do with AI and automations nowadays. It's just to turbocharge your company in a way that could not be possible, quite frankly, like 5 years ago. Really, really cool stuff. Now, you may be asking yourself, with all this information, what do I actually do? This may seem overwhelming at first, but if you have one clear answer to the following question, I can guarantee you that this will simplify things a lot for you. And the question is very simple. It is, what task, if automated right now, would create me the biggest relief as of now in my operations? And you actually want to be making gradual achievements in your field. And now the first type of automation is profit, so it relieves you time. The second kind is the one that adds revenue for you. Both are good, both are sort of advantageous in their own rights. Now you may have gotten this at this point of the video, but if you don't know, I run a done for you AI development service. Now, if you're interested to see what exactly these AI automations can do to your business, to your operation specifically, there is a link below to get in touch with me. If you have any questions, I'm open to answering them. And I'll leave it at that. I hope this was of value to you. And as always, thank you for your time.